It was a moonless night, and I found myself alone in our family's ancestral home. The house, with its creaky wooden floors and dimly lit corridors, had always felt like a time capsule of our family's history. But on this night, it would become a stage for a chilling encounter that defied explanation. Part 1. The haunting begins. Our ancestral home was an old two-story house that had stood for generations. It was nestled at the edge of a dense forest, and its shadowy presence seemed to merge with the surrounding trees. The house had always been a place of nostalgia for me, filled with memories of childhood visits and family gatherings. As the sun dipped below the horizon and darkness cloaked the house, a sense of isolation settled in. I had come to stay for a few days while my family was away, seeking solitude and a break from the hectic pace of everyday life. But as the night deepened, an unsettling stillness descended upon the house. It was as if the very walls held their breath, waiting for something. I told myself it was just the eerie effect of being alone in an old house. I tried to occupy myself with reading, but a sense of restlessness gnawed at me. That's when I first heard it, the faintest whisper, like the murmur of distant voices. I strained to listen, thinking it might be the wind or the house settling. But the whispers persisted, growing louder and more distinct. It was as if a group of people were having a conversation just beyond my hearing. My pulse quickened as I realized that I was alone in the house, and there was no logical explanation for the voices. Part 2. The Unseen Presence. The whispers seemed to emanate from the old family portraits that lined the hallway. The eyes of our ancestors in those paintings appeared to follow me as I moved, their gazes fixed on me with an intensity that sent chills down my spine. I ventured further into the house, following the voices. They led me to the attic, a place I had rarely visited. The attic was filled with dusty trunks, forgotten relics, and a heavy sense of history. As I climbed the narrow staircase to the attic, the whispers grew more pronounced. They were no longer a distant murmur, but a cacophony of voices, overlapping and incomprehensible. I pushed open the attic door, and the room was bathed in an eerie, dim light. The source of the light was a vintage lamp that stood on a dusty table, its glow casting long, unsettling shadows. In the corner of the attic, I saw them. Shadowy figures, like specters from the past. They were dressed in old-fashioned clothing, their faces obscured in darkness. They seemed to be engaged in a conversation that I couldn't decipher. Fear seized me as I realized that I was witnessing something beyond the realm of the living. These were not ordinary whispers. They were the voices of the departed, the lingering spirits of our ancestors. Part 3. Confronting the Past. Unable to tear my eyes away, I called out to the apparitions, my voice trembling. "Who are you? What do you want?" The figures turned toward me, their ghostly faces shifting in and out of focus. One of them, a woman in a long gown, spoke with a voice that seemed to echo from another time. "We are the voices of the past, the echoes of generations gone by. We have waited for you." I was overcome with a sense of dread and curiosity. The spirits revealed that they were the previous occupants of the house, our ancestors who had lived and died within these walls. They spoke of unfinished business, of secrets buried in the depths of the house, and of a longing to make contact with the living. As I listened to their tales, I understood that they were trapped between the realms of the living and the dead, their voices echoing through time, seeking acknowledgement and closure. Part 4. Resolving the Haunting. In the days that followed, I delved into the family's archives, uncovering long-forgotten letters and diaries that shed light on the secrets of the house. It seemed that the spirits had chosen me to unearth the truth, to confront the past, and to bring about a resolution. With each revelation, the whispers grew fainter, and the atmosphere in the house lightened. I spoke to the spirits, offering words of acknowledgement and understanding, and gradually, they began to find peace. In the end, I felt a profound sense of gratitude for having been a bridge between the living and the departed. The ancestral home, once a place of mystery and unease, became a sanctuary of solace and connection, a testament to the enduring power of the past to reach out to the present. As I stood in the garden outside the house, I couldn't help but feel that our ancestors' spirits lingered in the rustling leaves and the gentle night breeze. The whispers had subsided, replaced by a sense of serenity, and our ancestral home had become a place where the past and the present coexisted in eerie harmony, bound by the whispering voices that had finally found their release.